This is the specific case when the ranks are tied. And we can say that if any two or more individuals have same rank or the same value in the series of marks, then the formula which we have done in the yesterday's class fails and it requires an adjustment. So in such type of cases, in each individual is given an average rank. So this common average rank is the average of the ranks which these individuals would have assumed. So if they have, or if they were slightly different from each other, thus if two individuals are ranked equal at the sixth place, they would have assumed the sixth and seventh ranks. What does it mean? Suppose in the series, we have first student whose rank is 9. We have a second student whose rank is 4. We have uh, sixth student whose rank is 6. It is 6, and then 1, then 2, and then 6. And just see, we are assuming 6 students, so you can give this as a rank 5. We take a small example here just to make it clear. Suppose we have the ranks of 6 students, and these are the ranks of 6 students. So 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 is there. Probably you can take this as 3. This is the third rank. So first rank is there, second rank is there, third rank is there, fourth rank is there. But the fifth and sixth ranks are same. Now in that case, you will find out the average. So this is the average of a fifth and sixth students. So it is 5.5. So in that case, your rank comes out to be 5.5. And we shall justify this tied ranks example by the help of the following question. The question is obtained the rank correlation coefficient. Obtained the rank correlation coefficient of tied ranks for the following data, and the data values are x and y. In x we have data value 68, 64, 75, 50, 64, 80, 75, 40, and 55, and the last one is 64. Similarly, the values of y are 62, 58, 68, 45, 81. We have 60, then 68, 48, 50, and 70. So these are the data values given to us. So we have to obtain the rank correlation coefficient. Just see how. First of all, the rank in capital X is denoted by small x. Similarly, the ranks in capital Y is denoted by small y. Now let us give the ranking. Now just see the maximum marks in the data of X are 80. So 80 marks will be given as rank 1. Then we have marks after that. We have marks 75 and 75. Now just see, these are tied ranks. So 75 and 75 should be ranked as second and third. And you have to take the average. So 2 plus 3 upon 2 is 2 upon 5. That is 2 upon 5. So it means these values 75 will be termed as 2.5. Now after 75 we have data, and the data is 68. So this will be ranked as 4 because फर्स्ट आफ्टर फर्स्ट रैंक सेकंड और थर्ड यहाँ पर जज हो गया है, मर्ज हो गया है, बिकॉज हमें उसका एवरेज निकालना पड़ा. एंड देन आफ्टर 75 वी हैव वैल्यू 68, तो इसको हम फोर्थ रैंक देंगे. ऐसे ही आफ्टर फोर्थ वी विल हैव 68 के बाद हमारे पास है 64, 64 एंड 64. नाउ जस्ट सी, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फोर्थ रैंक के बाद आना चाहिए था फिफ्थ, सिक्स्थ एंड सेवंथ रैंक. सो फिफ्थ इज देयर, सिक्स्थ इज देयर एंड seventh is there. So fifth, sixth and seventh, that is the sum total divided by 3. So that comes out to be 18 divided by 3, and 18 divided by 3 is 6 always. So all these values will be given as rank 6. Now after that, after 64 we have a 55, it will be ranked as 8 because fifth, sixth, seventh rank has been consumed over here. So this is your 8th rank, and similarly this is your 9th rank, and this will be your 10th rank. So these are the rankings of the data value capital X. Similarly, the ranking of the data values of capital Y. Just see the maximum value in capital Y, that is 81. So it will be ranked as 1. And then we have 70, it will be ranked as 2. And then we should have after 70 we should have 68, 68. So 68 and 68 should be third and fourth rank. It is divisible by 2, so that will be 3.5, and this is also 3.5. Now the similar allotment can be done for the remaining ranks also, that is fifth, that is sixth, that is seventh, and that is eighth, that is ninth, and that is 10th. So these are the remaining ranks used by similar process. Now you see that there are tied ranks. Tied ranks were there in the case of 64, 64, 64, and tied ranks were also in the case of 68, 68, and tied ranks were also in case of 75 and 75. So for the tied ranks we have used the average formula. Now these are the ranks in X and ranks in Y. Now you can calculate the difference of the ranks, that will be X minus Y. Then we need D square. So X minus Y, 4 minus 5 is minus 1. That is minus 1. That is minus 1. That is minus 1. 5 minus 5 minus 1, 1, 0, and 4. And the squares will be 1, 1, 1, 1. 25, 25, 1, 1, 0, 16. And your sum total should be, this comes out to be 72, and the sum total of D comes out to be 0. यहाँ पर आप टोटल का कॉलम बना लीजिए. नेम, गिव नेम एज टोटल. सो यहाँ पर टोटल लिख करके ये जो रफ वर्क है ये सेपरेट जगह पर कर लीजिएगा. So this is the total of the values of D square and D. Now in the series X, just see in the series X, 75 occur twice and 64 occur thrice. And in the series Y, 68 occurs twice. So there are the tied ranks. 75 occurs twice. 64. This 64 occurs 3 times, and then 68 occurs twice. So these are the tied ranks, and we have to use the formula for calculating the rank correlation coefficient of tied ranks. That will be 1 minus 6 times, that is a summation of a D square plus 1 by 12 m1 into m1 square minus 1 plus 1 by 12 m2 into m2 square minus 1 plus 1 by 12 m3 and m3 square minus 1 and close. ये आप 1 by 12 वाला जो टर्म है m1 m2 m3 के लिए ये आप उतनी बार लिखेंगे जितनी बार रैंक्स रिपीट हो रहे हैं. 75 रिपीट हुआ, 64 हुआ, 68 हुआ. So 3 ranks are repeating. So 1, 2, 3 terms are to be written. Suppose 62 is also repeating 3 times. Then one more term of 1 by 12 m4 square minus 1 should be written. So this is the method. But now this is not the case. So it is divisible by, this term is divisible by n into n square minus 1. Here n is the total data set value and the total data set values are 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So n can be used, but before this, that is 6 times sigma d square comes out to be 72 plus 1 by 12. Now come over here. The first rank 75 is repeating 2 times. So m1 is 2 square minus 1. And then 64 is repeating 3 times. So m2 can be substituted as 3. Similarly, m3 can be substituted as 2. Close the bracket. Divide by n is 10. So 10 into 10 square minus 1. Now you can calculate the value, and after calculation you will have 1 minus 6 into 75 upon 990. So that come out to be 6 upon 11, and that is 0.545. So this is the calculation of rank correlation coefficient in the case of tied ranks. Remember, this is the formula for tied ranks. Tied ranks or the ranks are repeating. So how many times the ranks are repeating? The formula will depend upon these values. If 3 ranks are repeating, so 3 times we will have to use this term m1, m2, m3. If 4 time ranks are repeating, so one more term will come. m4 के लिए भी एक term add हो जाएगा. जितनी बार रैंक रिपीट होंगे उतनी ही ये वाली टर्म ऐड होती जाएंगी. So this was your topic of rank correlation coefficient. Now after that we have the subsequent topic of regression analysis. Now what is the regression analysis? The term regression was first used by Sir Francis Galton. He used this term, and 1822 to 1911, he was a British biometrician in connection with the height of parents and their offsprings. He found that the offspring of tall or short parents tend to regress to the average height. So, in other words, though tall fathers do tend to have tall sons, yet the average height of tall fathers is more than the average height of their sons. He has developed this concept that चाहे जो tall fathers होते हैं उनके बच्चे भी tall ही होते हैं, but जो average height of tall fathers is always more than the average height of their tall sons. So this is he has evaluated. And average height of short fathers is always less than the average height of their sons. This is he has developed. So the term regression stands for some part of functional relationship between two or more related variables. Suppose we have two variables x and y, and he has tried to find out the concept of a functional relationship between these two variables. x and y. The only fundamental difference, if any, between problems of curve fitting and a regression is that in a regression, any of the variables may be considered as independent or dependent, while in curve fitting, one variable cannot be dependent. Means to say that in curve fitting, one variable is always independent and one variable is always dependent. But in a regression equation, suppose we have equation 3x plus 4y is equal to 1. One variable can be made independent and one variable can be made dependent. We can change the dependency. इसमें हम change कर सकते हैं, लेकिन curve fitting में हम लोग change नहीं कर सकते हैं. This is the major difference between curve fitting and regression analysis. So if two variables x and y are correlated, then there exists an association or a relationship between them, and the scatter diagram will be more or less concentrated around a curve. So the scatter diagram, either it will be more concentrated around a curve or it will be less concentrated around a curve. So this curve is called curve of regression, and the relationship is said to be expressed by means of a curvilinear regression. So mathematical equation of the regression curve is called as a regression equation. So when the points of the scatter diagram concentrate, scatter diagram is like this. Points are either less concentrated around the curve or more concentrated around the curve. This is why your scatter diagram. We have discussed about scatter diagram in the topic of correlation. So if the curves are scattered dots, when the points of the scatter diagram concentrate around a straight line, then the regression is called linear, and this straight line is known as line of regression. This is known as line of regression. So this is the meaning of a linear regression. Regression will be linear, non-linear, if there exists a relationship other than a straight line between the variables under consideration. So अगर x और y के बीच में linear relationship ना हो के non-linear relationship हो, then the regression is called as non-linear regression. Otherwise, linear regression will be of this type when the points of scatter diagram are concentrated around the linear curve. And a line of regression is the straight line which gives the best fit in the least square sense to the given frequency. So derivation of lines of regression will be there. So line of regression, as I have told to you earlier, that can be y on x or that can be x on y. So y on x, we will suppose that the line of regression is like this. Y is equal to a plus b x. Now clearly y is depending upon x, and this is the equation of regression line. But if we have equation x on y, then x will be some a plus by type, in which x is dependent and y is independent variable. Now this is important. Line of regression of a y on x is a standard. We can find out like this. I am going to use the straightaway formula, that is y minus y bar is equal to b into x minus x bar. This is the line of regression y on x, and line of regression x on y will be b y minus y bar. Here b should be byx and here b should be bxy. And what is byx? This is called as a regression coefficient of y on x. And here bxy is a regression coefficient of x on y, because equation is of x on y. And byx, its value is r, that is correlation coefficient sigma y upon sigma x, and its value is r sigma x upon sigma y. If x comes first, sigma x will be in the numerator. If y comes first, sigma y will be in the numerator. And it's a formula in the term of uh, data values will be n sigma xy minus sigma x sigma y. This is the formula in terms of correlation coefficient actually. So this formula can also be used, n sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. So this is also equal to byx. So now we will have an important remark. The remark is, if R is 0, it means correlation coefficient is 0. The two lines of regression becomes y is equal to y bar, x is equal to x bar, if R is 0. And which are the straight lines? It is clear. Which are the straight lines parallel to y-axis and parallel to x-axis? So these are the straight line, and this is parallel to x-axis actually. ये जो straight line है, this is parallel to x-axis like this. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this will be y is equal to y bar. And similarly, we will have a straight line which is parallel to y-axis, and that will be x is equal to x bar. So these are the plots of these two lines. This is the first case when r is 0, and the second case is if the lines are mutually perpendicular. Okay, no. What about this line? One more observation is there, and these lines are passing through their means. Just see, the lines are passing through their means. Mean value is y bar and x bar. So if r is equal to plus minus 1, either positive 1 or minus 1, the two lines of regression will coincide. Two lines of regression will coincide. Coincide mean मैच कर जाएंगी आपस में. Separate lines of regression नहीं होंगी. That will be matching. Now, what is the use of regression analysis? This is also very important. Uses of regression analysis. The first uses is in the field of business. This tool of statistical analysis is widely used. Businessmen are interested in predicting future production. They are interested in predicting future production. This is very important. Consumption. This is also a very good point of businessman point of view. Investment. Prices. Profits. Sales, etc. So this is a very good analysis for the prediction of a future production, consumption, investment, prices, profits, and sales from the business point of view. In the field of economic planning and sociological studies, projections of populations. We can project the populations of India uh, after 20 years, after 30 years. This is helpful. This is a very important use. And we can also predict the birth rates of the population. We can also predict the death rates according to the prevailing conditions and other similar variables of grid use. Other similar variables of grid uses or grid use. So these are very important prospects in the field of economic planning and sociological studies. So let us move further. Uh, these are some of the important uses. Now we can discuss the properties. Properties of Bxy and Byx. And what are these regression coefficients? ये दोनों ही regression coefficients हैं. So let us discuss about the properties of regression coefficient. The first one property is correlation coefficient is the geometric mean between the regression coefficients. So what does it mean? R square is always equal to Bxy into Byx. And this is the geometric mean. Square becomes square root on the other side. And what is the value of Bxy and Byx? You know it. You know the values of Bxy and Byx. This is R sigma y sigma x and R sigma x upon sigma y. So this is one of the important property. The second is if one of the regression coefficients is greater than 1 unity, then other must be less than unity. This is also very important. If either Bxy is greater than 1, then Byx should be less than 1. So this is important. And how we can calculate? We know that if Bxy is greater than 1, therefore 1 upon Bxy will be less than 1, inverse lene se. And after that, put the value. Okay, no need to put the value. Multiply these two. Now we can find out the multiplication of Bxy and Byx. And we know that that is equal to R square by the first property. And R square is always less than or equal to 1 because the maximum value of R is 1 and the minimum value is -1 because R lies between -1 and 1. This is the property of correlation coefficient. So Byx from there, that is less than or equal to 1 over Bxy, 1 upon. And what is 1 upon Bxy? That is less than 1. So it means, therefore, Byx comes out to be less than 1. So अगर एक coefficient greater than 1 है तो दूसरा less than 1 होएगा ही होएगा. So according to this proof, this is the important property. Third one is the arithmetic mean of a regression coefficients is greater than the correlation coefficient. This is we need to prove. The arithmetic mean of Byx and Bxy, this is the arithmetic mean, is always greater than R. This is we need to prove. This is we need to prove. So what does it mean? Put the value. Value of Byx is R sigma y over sigma x plus R sigma x over sigma y should be greater than 2. And that will be sigma x square plus sigma y square should be greater than 2 times sigma x sigma y. And we can have from here sigma x square plus sigma y square minus 2 times sigma x sigma y greater than 0. This means sigma x minus sigma y whole square should be greater than 0, because this is the formula of a minus b whole square, and which is true. This is always true because square of a quantity is always greater than 0. So which is true? Square of a quantity is greater than 0, which is true always. There is no doubt about that. So property is clear. The fourth property is regression coefficients are independent of origin but not of square. What does it mean? Let u is equal to x minus a upon h. This is the origin point, this is the scale point. Similarly, v is equal to y minus b over k. What we want to prove? These are independent of origin ab but not of scale hk. Here ab, hk are constants. ab, hk are constants. So Byx, we know the formula, that is R sigma y over sigma x, and that is R time, that is K sigma V upon H sigma U accordingly. That is K over H into R time sigma V over sigma U. So K over H into BVU. Just see, change of origin yx की जगह पर अब क्या आ गया है vu. So change of origin से independent है but not of scale. क्योंकि not of scale parameter h and k are with this. So that is why we can say this. जो ये जो regression coefficients हैं byx and bxy, these are independent of change of origin but not of scale. Similarly, we can also prove this by using this. So byx and bxy are independent of ab constants but not of hk constant. The last property is the correlation coefficient R and the regression coefficients bxy, byx have same sign. So regression coefficient y on x is R sigma y over sigma x, we know it, and regression coefficient of x on y, that is bxy, R sigma x over sigma y. Now since we know that sigma x, sigma y are both positive, so therefore bxy, byx and R have same sign. So this is the thing. One more important thing is the angle between two lines of regression. This is the important formula. If theta is the acute angle between two regression lines in the case of variable x and y, then we can have the angle between the two regression lines. Tangent theta is 1 minus r square over r into sigma x sigma y upon sigma x square plus sigma y square. So this is the formula for calculating the angle between two regression lines. And R is the correlation coefficient. Sigma x is the standard deviation of the data value x, and sigma y is the standard deviation of the data values y. And one more thing, we have written the regression equations. This is the regression equation of y on x, and this is x on y. And this is the regression coefficient of y on x. This is also renamed as slope of line. So slope of regression line y on x. And this is also the slope of the regression line x on y. You must remember these 2 points also. Now we have a small question, and the question is, if the regression coefficients are 0.8 and 0.2, what would be the value of a correlation coefficient? Suppose this is byx, and suppose this is bxy, and we know that the correlation coefficient is the harmonic mean between the regression coefficients. So you can use the value 0.8 into 0.2, and that come out to be 0.16. So R comes out to be square root of 0.16, that is 0.4. So this is your value of R. We are not taking the negative value of the square root, because we have just studied the property of R sigma bxy and byx, that bxy, byx and R should have same sign. So if byx is positive, bxy is positive, then R must be positive. So by the property, we can eliminate the negative sign here. So the value of R is 0.4. Now we have the another question. The following table gives the age. Age is denoted by years, variable X. This is the age of cars. And the second is annual maintenance. Annual maintenance in 100 rupees. In 100 of rupees, and it is denoted by small y, and the values are 13579. These are the age of the cars, and the maintenance cost is 1500, 1800, 21, 23, and 2200. These are the values of x and y. And what we want to calculate, estimate the maintenance cost for a 4-year-old car. Remember, estimate the maintenance cost of 4-year-old car. Just see, this is 1-year-old car, this is 3-year-old car, and after that 5-year-old car. So we have to find out the age of a 4-year-old car. Remember, maintenance cost. So for this, we require the regression equation, and for the regression equation, we require byx, because why we require byx, because we require the maintenance cost, and maintenance cost is depending upon the years. So we require byx. Why? Because we require the regression equation of y on x, and you know that that will be y minus y bar byx, and that is x minus x bar, and we have to calculate byx by using this formula, that is n sigma xy minus sigma x sigma y upon n sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. This is the formula for calculating regression coefficient y on x. And here the total values, data values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is 5 here. And we have to calculate these values x, y, and x square also. So x, y, and x square column we require, that is 15, 54, 105, 161, 198, and x square is 1 square 1, 3 square 9, 25, 49, and 81, and your sum total will be 533, and the sum total will be sigma x square, that is 165, and sigma y, that is 99, and your sigma x is 25. So you can put the values in this formula, and that is equal to 5 into 533 minus 25 into 99, and it is divided by 5 into 165 minus 25 whole square. Now you can easily calculate this value, and that comes out to be 0.95. So this is the value of a regression coefficient y on x. Now you can put the value y minus, and also we require y bar and x bar. So y bar is sigma y upon n, and your x bar is sigma x upon n, and sigma y is 99 upon 5, and that is 25 upon 5, and that comes out to be 5. 25 upon 5 is 5, and 99 upon 5 is 19.8, 19.8. Now you can use the values y minus y bar, and this is 0.95, and this is x minus 5. Now your equation become 0.95x. You can easily calculate this. That is 15.05. Now this is your regression equation of y on x. So you can calculate the annual maintenance of a 4-year-old car. This is very important. So when x is 4, y will be 0.95 into 4. You can put x is equal to 4 here, plus 15.05. So your value of y, that is the annual maintenance, that comes out to be 18.85 hundreds. Remember, we have to find out the cost in hundreds, means you have to multiply it with 100. So that comes out to be y is equal to rupees 1885. So rupees 1885 is the cost of annual maintenance cost of a 4-year-old car. So this is the very important application of the regression coefficient, or regression equation, or regression analysis. And this is one of the important uses which we have discussed. Let's see. This is one of the important uses for the projection of a population, birth rates, death rates, and other similar variables. So this comes under other similar variables of grid use. That how we can estimate about the annual maintenance cost of our car, which is going to be happen in future. सपोज मेरे पास 10 साल पुरानी कार है और उसको यूज करके मैं अगर चाहता हूं कि वो 14 साल के बाद आफ्टर 14 ईयर मुझे उसकी एनुअल मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट कितनी पड़ेगी, then that variable can easily be estimated with the help of regression analysis. So I think it is clear to you. I stop my class here. Thank you very much. We shall continue in the next class tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.